Hi everybody, welcome to Boxing Time. On this channel you will learn a lot of news from the world of boxing. So here we go. Promoter Frank Warren reports that there will be a historic night of boxing event in Saudi Arabia on December 23rd. It's believed this will be in Riyadh. Warren isn't saying on the card, but there are rumors that Dereck Chisora will be fighting Francis Ngannou in the main event, which will please British fans but turn off US fans. Other names are being mentioned as potentially fighting on the December 23rd card in Saudi, but not against Ngannou. Here's a small list: Joyce, Zhilei Zhang, Martin Bakole, Joseph Parker and Deontay Wilder. The 39-year-old Chisora has openly called for the fight against the ex-UFC heavyweight champion Ngannou since his loss to Tyson Fury last October. Hopefully, this abomination of a fight doesn't occur because it's such a waste of Ngannou's talent to sink to this level of opponent after his controversial loss to Tyson Fury on October 28th. If they want to feed the shark like Ngannou an interesting opponent, why not Arslanbek Makhmudov, Filip Hrgovic, Martin Bakole, or Fabio Wardley? Instead of Ngannou fighting Chisora, he should be taking on Alexander Usyk or Anthony Joshua in a big money fight or rematching Fury. This is a dreadful fight of the worst order. But oh well, if this is what the Saudis want, it'll happen because the event is being staged in their country. Chisora was a decent bottom-of-the-barrel type French contender during his prime 13 years ago, when he was a useful opponent for Vitaly Klitschko, David Haye, Tyson Fury, Robert Helenius, losing to all of them. In the last 7 years, the bottom has dropped out of Chisora's game, as he slowed down and taken loss after loss and looked worse than horrible. There are no words to describe how poor Chisora has looked, but the odd thing is, he still keeps getting opportunities for main event fights. How on earth does that happen? It's just weird, but it shows how British promoters and fans don't give up on their fighters, even when they're completely shot and ready to be put out to pasture. Chisora, who has lost 4 out of his last 6 fights, feels he's the ideal guy for Ngannou to fight. Hardcore fans, the ones that would most likely be interested in watching the December 23rd event. Broner says he's just now hearing about an offer made to him for a fight against Ryan Garcia and wants him to know that he'll be ready to face him next after his December 2nd confidence builder headliner against Oscar Duarte in Houston. It's unclear why the former superstar Broner is just now finding out about the interest that Golden Boy Promotions had in using him as an opponent for Ryan, because it's believed this is a fight that Oscar de la Hoya had his feelers out on months ago. For Ryan to take a fight with Broner, who many feel is shot to bits from a long 15-year career, would indicate a lack of confidence on his and his promoter's part. The former 4-division world champion Broner says, "I don't need a tune-up for a fight against Ryan Garcia." Broner added, "I'm the same person that fought Manny Pacquiao in 2019, which isn't great news because AB looked awful in that fight, losing by a fairly one-sided 12-round unanimous decision to the then 40-year-old Filipino superstar." Whether De La Hoya is still interested in using Broner as the 25-year-old Ryan's opponent for Super Bowl weekend in February 2024 is unknown. Oscar has talked about wanting to match Ryan Garcia against WBO light welterweight champion Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney in early 2024 if King Ryan wins his December 2nd fight against Oscar Duarte. Garcia took to social media recently to ask Gervonta Davis for a rematch, and that would be the direction to go in for the popular prospect if he can get it. The money Ryan can make fighting Haney or Teofimo wouldn't be the same as what he could get for a rematch with Tank Davis. Ryan fighting Broner would be a step down from his match against the little-known lightweight French contender Duarte. In Broner's last 2 fights since the loss to Pacquiao, he's not looked as good, which is understandable because he's fighting every 2 years. It's difficult to stay in top form if a fighter is taking 24 months off between fights the way Broner has. It makes sense for the 34-year-old Broner to take the fight with Ryan Garcia if he can get it, as at this late stage in his career, he's not going to get any better offers. Broner has been rebuilding his career with the help of promoter Don King and is coming off of 2 victories over Bill Hutchinson, Giovanni Santiago. Hi everybody, welcome to Boxing Time. On this channel you will learn a lot of news from the world of boxing. So here we go. After suffering a pair of disastrous losses, Olympic gold medalist Tony Yoka will look to right the ship on December 9th against Belgium's Ryad Merhy. Though he's not quite an Audley Harrison-level disaster, Yoka was always on borrowed time. Between the strong chance that his win over Joyce in the Rio 2016 finals was rigged and his suspension for dodging drug tests, his back-to-back losses against Martin Bakole and Carlos Takam were far less shocking in retrospect than at the time. Merhy is a softer touch than either of those two. The 30-year-old spent virtually his entire career as a cruiserweight, falling to Arslan Gulamirian in a 2018 bid for interim gold, before losing to Kevin Lerena at Bridgerweight last May. Yoka is 8 inches taller and figures to have at least 20 pounds on him. Even losing a round would be cause to reconsider his career. Yoka's still just 31, practically an infant by heavyweight standards, and boasts some impressive physical gifts. It's not impossible that he could turn things around, but it really seems like he just doesn't have it. It'll be interesting to see if he contents himself with the Marys of the world or starts another climb at some point. Subscribe. Please like and comment. This is very important for the development of the channel. See you later.